And what's up, everybody? This is Terminator Juice, and welcome to the Juice is Loose, episode 12. Nintendo drops bombs, and it's Labor Day today. I want to wish everybody a happy Labor Day. Hopefully, you didn't have to work. I had the day off myself, and thought, questioned whether or not I should do this, but I figured, what the hell? Since most people are home and stuff, we figured, what the hell? We'll just do it anyway. So hopefully, you guys can watch this live, or if you're watching on the replay. So anyway. Got my usual guest with me today, and we got ASAP Rel.
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
We got Derek Steelfox.
Yo.
And we got NW Order for Life, Mike.
Hey.
Hey guys, thanks again for joining me. Before we go any further, I wanted to throw out a little something, just because I got a lot of new viewers and new subscribers lately, and I've been doing more podcasts with the Gamers at Large members and stuff. I just want to let everybody know that my Monday Juices Loose show is going to be pretty much a strict format. I'm going to have maximum of 3 guests. It's not going to be a big, huge group discussion like some of the other people's podcasts. If I'm going to do a separate, like a weekend podcast, that'll be different. But for my Monday Juices Loose, it's going to be this format. And there's still that confusion with Google Plus with the invite system. I create an event, I make it public, and you never know if people are thinking they're going to join or if they're just going to watch. A couple weeks ago we had someone come in, thought I was inviting them. It turned out okay, but in the future I'm just going to put this out. I think it's a good policy to have is when I create an event, if I'm going to invite you to actually be in the discussion, it's going to be in a private message on Google Plus. I'll say, hey man, can you make it? Do you want to be live in the discussion with us? And then you can say yes or no. If you don't get one of those, it's no offense to anybody. I just don't have room. I want to, like I said, I want to keep the guests to about 3, and I can't have everybody. There's like 20 people I'd love to have on at the same time, but you just get too many people, and it gets a little chaotic, and the videos go a little too long. So I just wanted to throw that out there. And I will mix up the guests from time to time and have some special guests here and there. So another thing that happened was I thought somebody was going to join the discussion. It turns out he thought he was just going to watch, and it was just a miscommunication. So just going to try to avoid that at all possible from this point on. Private message if you're going to be on. If I want you to join, you'll get a private message probably Saturday or Sunday before the show. So with that being said, we'll get to the show, and we're going to go over the Mario Kart 8 tournament. We had our biggest turnout, 30 racers, which is just ridiculous. I want to thank everybody for racing. Great turnout, and lots of new faces. I'm going to go through the top 20 because that's all I have. The standings only go up to 20, so again, if you finish 21st through 30th and you want to be entered in the drawing, got to go to the Miiverse and go to the community page for the Juices Loose and post your standings, 21st, 22nd, whatever, and then I'll throw you in the drawing. I had nobody's done that yet, so I think Mike, you still have to do that. I'm not sure, I didn't see it in there.
You told me you had it covered.
Okay, I said that. All right, but just to make it official, I guess after thinking about it, just so everybody can see, maybe people will see that and they'll say, oh, that's what I need to do. So if you can do that, that'd be great, just to make it official. I'm going to run down the top 20 as fast as possible here. We had Gil in first, Titanium in second, Gray in Slade, in XX Geo95 in fifth, sixth we had Red Knight, seventh was ASAP Rel, Owen was tied with you for seventh. Then we had Andrew, a different Mike, not this Mike, let's see, what's his name, Greenhawk97, and then 11th we had Lee87, 9 to 5 Games, John, Ozetka, Robert, and those two were tied at 14th. 16th was T-Juice, 17th was Ibsters, 18th was Steelfox, 19th was Wheels Pig, and 20 was Rezon. And a lot of new names on there. And again, Wheels Pig always does an awesome drawing for the winner. You guys check that out. If you haven't yet, go to the Miiverse community, go to the Juices Loose, and check out Wheels Pig's drawings. Every week he draws something for the winner. And if he's watching this, wait till 10:30 before you look at the winner, because 2 weeks in a row he did a drawing for the wrong person and then had to redo it, which is still cool. Then we get to see 2 drawings, but just a reminder, dude. So yeah, it was tough competition. We had the Mercedes-Benz DLC. I went with Yoshi with the GLA. I did the white Yoshi, which gives you the white Mercedes. It looked really cool. Didn't like it. Missed my sport bike, and I struggled. But really, because of the drawing and stuff and the first place meaning something, I'm not really trying to get first, but I do try to do better than what I did at 16th place. So let's just go around here and get everyone's thoughts on the Mercedes-Benz DLC, what you thought, if you liked any of the cars or anything that stuck out to you. So we'll go to ASAP first. How'd you feel about the Mercedes-Benz DLC?
Yeah, I mean, it was free, so I liked it, man. I mean, I didn't really mess with the GLA, and I can't remember what the other one is, but I messed with that Aero Benz, and I like that one. I actually like that one a lot, man.
Yeah, you were the Silver Arrow with Metal Mario, and you were tearing
it was looking pretty clean, man. I like that.
You should have put the gold tires on there, though. That would have looked. I think that would look good.
Yeah.
So, what's your thoughts on the Silver Arrow? Did it feel like it was better than any of the other carts, or equal, or?
It felt good. It had good, decent speed. The thing is, you guys was getting on me a little bit for racing
Bumping?
dirty, I guess. Yeah. So, or riding dirty, I think is the term. But the handling kind of stinks. But overall, I liked it, man. I think it's a good DLC. Like I said, I didn't really mess with the GLA or that other like wagon or whatever it is, but the Arrow
Roadster or whatever. I think
the Roadster.
It's like a 300 or something. I forget what it's called.
Yeah, but that Aero Benz is tight, man. And I mean, it's free DLC, so I mean.
And it's optional.
It was awesome. Yeah,
like I thought it was going to be forced in the update, but it's actually an optional DLC that you don't have to do, which is pretty cool. All right, Steel Fox. You think you were the Silver Arrow with Yoshi?
Not for that tournament.
Not for that one. That's right. What were you for the Wednesday tournament?
I was the blue Yoshi, the darker blue. I used one of the new cars. I think it was the Roadster. I didn't really love it, but I had to pick one of them. And I think, like you've covered, optional free DLC. I don't think anyone can really complain about that. The cars do look really sharp. They're really cool. I don't care if they don't really fit in with the other carts. It's your choice. They look good. I'm glad they're in there. After that, though, I will say I've tried the Silver Arrow, and it looks statistically comparable to the other bike, not the sport bike, but the standard bike. And it sounds, I really like the engine sound in the Silver. You rev that thing up before the race, and I really get into it.
Yeah, that's probably the best part about it is the sound of the engine. And I got the 5.1 surround going, and when I'm sitting there at the starting line, you actually hear, as soon as it goes number 2, you hear everyone's engine just roaring like behind you. It's a really cool effect, and I thought that was probably the best thing about the cars. They don't really do anything spectacular, and I like the motorcycles better than the cars. But yeah, I tried to do something different. I think we all tried to something a little different this week, and Mike, he was struggling with that little shy guy in the little Roadster. So why don't you go over your thoughts on that particular car, and then have you tried the other one since then?
Yeah, I think I had I think I had the Silver Arrow at first, and then I got a disconnect, and then I came back with the Roadster to try the Roadster out. Neither car, really does anything speed-wise. The Silver Arrow might be just a little bit faster than the Roadster, I think, but compared to most other cars or combinations, it's not that big of a speed boost. So the cars look cool, like Derek and ASAP were saying, but they just they don't really provide anything in terms of like, oh, you got to use this car because it's like it's going to help you win the race. It's not. It's just cool. And the sounds are really good. Like the engine sounds are really good. And I've never played with Shy Guy before, and I figured, in spirit of the DLC, that I would play the whole tournament with one of the new colors, and I picked the black Shy Guy, and unfortunately it didn't work out for me too well.
Yeah, you're so small. I didn't even want to bump you, but you're just so small. Like
the black guy in white face. I just love it.
So
it was fun, man. It was fun.
But overall, it doesn't hurt the game. Like I said, it's optional. The cars don't look out of place to me. I think the Silver Arrow fits right in. The other two maybe a little bit, but they just look cool and they sound awesome, and I'm all for it if they want to do. If Lexus, I mean, I'd rather see like the neck if they did it again, be like a really cool car company. Mercedes-Benz is, to me, in America here, we don't really care about Mercedes, so I'd like to see something a little bit different if they did it again. But if they didn't, wouldn't hurt me either. So real quick, the patch, the online experience enhancements. Did anyone notice anything improved? Crickets.
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't notice anything.
The next race is on the front now.
But yeah,
there you
go. They specifically said improvements to the online experience, and I didn't.
I didn't notice nothing.
I didn't notice anything. The items still work the same. You still get the same one as the 3 people in front of you. So it didn't seem like anything changed. So that was a little bit of a bummer. But
we got a map. We got a map.
Yeah, didn't the maps? I had it on in battle mode, but I don't use it. I don't like it on my screen. But I think Steel Fox, you ran with it on, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I keep it on the screen.
Yeah.
I never look at it, so I don't know why I keep it on the screen. I don't even notice it, but I put it on there.
It's a nice in the battle mode. I did some battle mode, and it really helps in battle mode. So
that makes sense.
That's the biggest thing. So let's go on to the next big thing, and that is the Mario Kart 8 OAC add-on content. The 2 packs coming, one in November, one in May. We all pre-ordered it because we all had colored Yoshis and Shy Guys. So let's just talk about that real quick. What are your thoughts on what they're providing and the price? And then I'm going to ask a question after we go over that. So we'll start with Derek. What are your thoughts on the 2 packs and what we're getting, and the new addition, especially in the first track or the first pack as far as the new characters?
Well, the price is good because they discounted it if you bundled, which was pretty cool. It was great for me because I actually had $15 in credits saved up from the digital promotion. So really, Nintendo paid for my DLC for me, if you think about it that way, which was very fun. I just did it all on my phone that afternoon, got my code, set it up, bam, done. And still had a couple bucks left over. The colored Yoshi and Shy Guys, kind of a cool, I guess, pre-order thing. Probably really easy for them to implement that. It would have been cool to see different colored SKUs for all the characters, throw a different colored dress on different characters. But hey, this is fine with me. I'm all right with it. It was free for pre-ordering both of them. I'm really excited. November is supposed to be the first one. Obviously, they're starting right away with throwing some characters outside of the Mario universe in there. I've said this before. If this becomes Nintendo Kart, you're not going to hear me complain. This is awesome. I know, Juice, you've mentioned before that we really don't need items from other characters in the other universes, I think you use like Samus's missiles and stuff as an example. And I agree. The items are probably fine. Keep them in the Mario universe. You start throwing stuff like that in there, and it'd almost be like you have to build the game from scratch with that being your intention. But as far as characters, vehicles, throw them in from other games, absolutely do it. I love it. Throw in, the Lost Woods as a track. I don't think any hardcore Nintendo fan or even any mild Nintendo fan is going to complain about that at all.
All right. So what are you more excited about, the being able to play as Link, or some of the track concepts they showed, like Excite Bike and the Lost Woods Zelda theme?
Well, since I have to pick one, I will say the courses, because those are going to impact things more than a different character would. I would hope that each new character, much like the new vehicles, fit in with the same weight classes and the way that's structured. It shouldn't be a character with their own special stats that everyone's forced to play as them to get a unique advantage. So I'm going to say the courses, because those are going to bring the most unique experience.
Yeah, I agree. And the price is just amazing. The bundle thing, it's just, we've never seen DLC quite like this before as far as what you're getting for the price.
It's a lot of content for your price. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're getting a lot of
time. So Mike, I don't know. We've been messaging back and forth since that news came about, but I'm not sure exactly where you stand on the DLC. How excited are you for playing as Link, as you're probably the biggest Zelda fan out of this group, and the potential for tracks outside the Mario universe? Why don't you give your thoughts?
Oh yeah, I was freaking out. I mean, we were just messaging back and forth. Oh my god, oh my god. You know, we were hyped like crazy because, you know, not only is Mario Kart 8 getting like, you know, new life put into it, but we're also getting, you know, new tracks. We're getting support from Nintendo. Nintendo is telling us that they're going to keep this game alive and they're going to keep, you know, re-energizing it, revitalizing it. So, yeah, I'm really excited about the DLC. I pre-ordered it right away, no hesitation. You know, both packs. Link is, yeah, I'm a huge Legend of Zelda fan, as you know, and I'm excited to play with his Link. I hope they give him, like, you know, some kind of special animation or something to make him more unique than the rest of the group because, you know, I don't want him to feel like a generic character. And but just the fact that we're getting 16 tracks come next May, you know, and like that Legend of Zelda tracks will be on. I hope there's going to be more than one. I hope it'll be more than just Lost Woods because there's so many places to choose from the Zelda series. Like somebody was saying, you know, the Dark Worlds or you know, Hyrule Field. You know, like all these different locations from all these from seven. How many games are in the Zelda franchise? Seven.
Like 11, I think. Well,
something like that. Yeah, I think it's way more than 11. But, yeah, like 20, maybe 30 years now of Zelda. I forget how many years it's been. Because Skyward Sword was the 25th anniversary, whenever that was. So yeah, I'm really excited. Love the downloadable content, and can't wait for Nintendo to do this more with other games. You know, Mario Kart 8 can be the start of it. And, you know, concerning Nintendo Kart, you know, sure, it sounds like a great idea, but in the foreseeable future, they need to just focus on Mario Kart 8 because they've got a huge hit on their hands, and you know, they just need to buff it up, keep adding tracks until they can't really squeeze anything else out of it. Then give us a year or two and release Nintendo Kart with a million tracks from all different series and different items and things like that. You know, make it its own separate franchise rather than make it feel like Mario Kart. You know.
All right. Yeah, so I forgot to mention, and also my air conditioner's kicking on. That keeps flashing back to me, so I don't know if that's coming through my mic. That day that DLC came out, I said this on a couple podcasts. My phone, my notifications, I had like over 65 emails of notifications when I got home. My phone battery died like in half a day because of all the times I had to check Google Plus because my people were just sending this and that, you know, commenting on posts and people were reposting, sharing, and new information came out. Then the price came out, and it was like, holy crap! And it all started with Derek sending us a link from Nintendo Life or something of the initial, and it was just like, holy crap! My phone's gonna explode from all this information. So ASAP, you were part of that. We kind of all learned it together at the same time. One of the beauty of Google Hangouts, the texting version of it, and why don't you do something that we haven't talked about yet? Talk about the Catsuit Mario and the Catsuit Peach and the Tanuki Suit Mario. Why don't you give your thoughts on that and the DLC in general? How excited are you for all this and the tracks and all that?
I mean, I'm overjoyed, man. Like
you were just
yeah.
I forget what you said, but you were just like giddy. You were just super excited.
Yeah, like I mean, I think I told you, I think I messaged you on Google Plus or something. I told you like I'm screaming in the inside like a little girl. Like, I mean, I'm so excited, man. You know what I mean? Nintendo is doing, you know, they're doing the AOC. You know what I mean? And it's awesome, man, to see them doing this. You know what I mean? Getting Link in there and, you know, the new courses and all, they're splashing in the F-Zero for all the people out there that's been kind of, hoping for F-Zero. Hopefully that's a little bit for you right there. But, man, I'm just excited.
I bet you they'll release Captain Falcon eventually because they got the F-Zero car in there. Why wouldn't they put him in there, right?
Amiibo support.
Man.
Amiibo support right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't really say enough. Like, I can't really put my excitement into words. Like, I was that excited about it. Like, Derek made my day. Like, I messaged him like, dude, you just made my day, dude. Like, I was excited. I mean,
you
the prices. Yeah, I know. The price is right. I mean, they're just showing everybody how add-on content is supposed to be done. You know what I mean? So I mean, but in terms of the Catsuit Peach, that's exciting too because 3D World is amazing. So we got that, and then Tanuki Mario, of course, that goes all the way back to Super Mario 3. So that's exciting too, man. Just getting all of that is just amazing at the price, man.
Yeah, that price when we finally were shown the price, that's when it just went like went from 10 to 11, like on the scale of excitement. It just
Yeah.
just blew off the roof right there, and it was like, holy crap, you know. And it's
Yeah.
just only Nintendo would give you such value for your money, and that's why we support them. I know we're all gamers, but Nintendo is pretty much our first true love as far as video games are concerned, and it just feels good to be a Nintendo fan when they do things like this, and they don't try to screw us over like some of the other companies. It's hard to support a company that used to be great, and I used to love their games like Ubisoft and stuff when they're constantly trying to screw us over with new policies, and EA with EA Access, and it just seems like they're just trying to get more and more money from us, and Nintendo's just doesn't matter that they're struggling and they need to make as much money as possible. They're going to charge us $11.99, I think it was, for pretty much half the game. Like, you got 32 tracks in the actual game, and then you get 16 tracks in the DLC. It's half the tracks for
50% more content.
Yeah. If it was EA, it would have been part of their $50 season pass. It would have been $50. And you know, we're paying 12, and Derek, he didn't pay anything. I paid 7 because I had $5 from the last game I bought on my downloaded. So that's the plus of the digital promotion, digital deluxe, and I hope they extend that because it's supposed to end here in the next 10 months or 8 months or something. So yeah, I think we were all super excited. It was just great, and it's like only Nintendo would get the internet buzzing over DLC. Like, no other company would be like topping Twitter and IGN and Google Plus because they released DLC. I just think that's a fact. Yeah, it's like.
And
but,
then go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, and then like, you know, when Iwata came out and said like they're never gonna sell you a game with like, you know, oh, they're gonna sell you a full game. You know what I mean? And their intention is never to like sell you DLC too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
they're not
that
gonna
makes you feel
stop.
good.
Like you said, they're not gonna hold something back because they know they can get charge extra for it. They're gonna give you the full game right from the beginning, and then think about add-on content. That's what you're referring to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just. I'm glad to see him back. Were you guys didn't even really? I forgot he had been down from his surgery and stuff, and then boom, he comes back on that direct, and you know, that was just cool to see him up and about again. So one last thing, I just wanted to throw this out there because no one's talked about this. Speaking of the Catsuit Peach and the Tanuki Suit Mario. Does anyone feel that should have just been an option for Luigi, Toad? Like, they all have their Catsuit and Tanuki Suit forms in 3D World. That was really the only thing I questioned. I thought, why don't you just make the Tanuki Suit available for the characters that like Rosalina, Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Toad. And does anyone else feel that way, or am I just the only one that thought
No, I agree with you. Like I said, with the colored Shy Guys and Yoshi, it seems like they could have just thrown in some different colored hues or costumes for the existing characters. And yeah, those are exactly what I was referring to.
Yeah, because I mean, Tanuki Suit's my all-time favorite power-up, and I'll switch to Mario once that becomes available. I just love that Tanuki Suit, especially in 3D World. It's amazing. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Mario Kart 8 stuff. The title of this live stream was Nintendo Drops Bombs, and we kind of, before we went on air, we kind of decided not to mention something, but I'm going to bring it up because it was part of the dropping bombs, and a lot of people were excited. I'm just going to announce it. We don't really have too many thoughts on it, but Shulk was announced for Smash. They had an awesome reveal trailer. He was leaked, one of the leaked characters. I don't think any of us here played Xenoblade, but you can't deny that still was a cool trailer, and he looks like an interesting character, unique. Did you guys know about the buffs and debuffs if you switch to whatever those powers are called? Like he could
the Monado.
he could jump higher. but then he loses some defense abilities, and then when it just. So why don't just real quick, anyone just go over your thoughts of what you thought of the reveal trailer and what do you think about the character from what they showed with all his movesets and stuff. We'll start with Mike. I want you just as quick. It can be as quick if you don't really have anything to say about him.
Looks cool. I mean, it's a concept used in anime a lot. A sword that has the ability to like have different abilities or different powers. That's basically the premise of what's his name again? Shulk's character. Like it's just that he's got this magic sword that has all these different attributes and abilities. Yeah, I mean, you could jump. I'm not sure how jumping higher can really help you in Smash Brothers. So I'm not sure how that can be implemented. Running faster. I mean, they sound gimmicky to me. I don't really see too much. I mean, I think you can increase his strength. That's definitely helpful. To have a stronger attack. We have to see because I really don't know what to make of this character. If I had gotten far, or even remotely halfway through the story in Xenoblade or in Xeno Chronicles, I would have maybe known more about what to expect from the game. But I only played a little bit of it, so. But right. I mean, the trailer looked cool. They always make the trailers look cool. They do a really good job at that. So.
Yeah, they really showed. In 2 minutes, they showed quite a bit, even though the first half was CGI cutscene. But so Derek, I know you just like me, never played Xenoblade Chronicles, don't know anything about Shulk, but I think you thought the trailer looked pretty cool. And you have anything to add on what Mike said?
I do. I think a couple months ago there were some rumors that this character was going to be released before even the leak, and I might have mentioned it then, but. If he was a character, and we obviously know he is now, I'm glad he made it in because even though I didn't play the game, I probably would enjoy the game if I gave it a chance. But it made a huge mark on the Wii, and it wasn't like a huge seller, but the game had a lot of followers, had a lot of fans, had a lot of support. There's a lot of excitement for the next game in the series, not really a series, but the whole universe coming out for the Wii U that's got a huge following. So it's a really good move for them to put a character like that into this game because it is becoming a Nintendo brand.
Yeah, that's a good point. It helps promote Xenoblade Chronicles X, and maybe with the new 3DS game that's come out, which we'll talk about later, I think putting a character in Smash can just help people get excited for a different game they may have never even thought to play. So, ASAP, Rel, what's your thoughts on Shulk in that trailer?
I never played Xenoblade, but a lot of people talk about like it's a great, like it's it's the best game of last gen.
JRPG, best role playing game of last gen.
Okay, yeah, the trailer was tight, man. It was amazing. You see Bowser running through it, and he just gets struck in the back, and he goes flying, man. And then you see Link and I think it's Marth. Link and Marth. He like foresees him or something like that. Mm-hmm. But he looks tight, man. He's tight. I'm excited to have him in there. Like you said, I think that's gonna help Xenoblade XLs, Xenoblade Chronicles XLs, and it's gonna help I think it's gonna help the Xenoblade sales on the new 3DS too.
Yeah, that's I want to play as him after what I saw, and I'm not that good at Smash. We also got to talk about a little tweet or text you sent us where you said if we think you're good at Mario Kart, wait till we see you in Smash. So why don't you go ahead and elaborate on that a little bit? What's your Smash history? I guess we never talked about that.
Yeah, I'm pretty beast in Smash, but I heard Derek is too. But I always talk mess, and then I had a couple buddies that came over and gave me a nice little whooping, man. Because I mean, we weren't playing online and stuff then, so I'm just playing my brother and stuff like that. And then I had actually the buddy that came over, I used to beat him before. But, he's mastered the art of wave dashing and, countering and all this stuff. And, I still think I'm pretty good. I think I still got it. But they went ahead and gave me a nice little whooping. But I still think you guys just got to check me out on Smash.
Check each other out.
I'm going to bet. I'm going to put all my money. I'm going to put my money on Derek. I've seen him in action. Him and his buddy used to just play each other with every single character, and they pretty much mastered or got close to each character. They knew every ins and outs of every character on Brawl. So I'm gonna talk him up right here. I can't wait till that game comes out and I can see him.
You know what's funny about this? What Nintendo's doing with this is, if you talk to anybody who plays Call of Duty, 90% of the people are in the top 100 players of the world. I don't understand the math on that, but that's how people think of themselves. And what Nintendo's done here is they're going to give everybody a number, which is kind of mean and cool at the same time. You know, you're going to have that smash number that everybody's going to be assigned a number. So there is no, here's my KD that I'm officially buffed, or any sort of this, or I'm better than you. They're going to give you a number. You just lay that crap out on the table. That's pretty intense. That's hardcore.
Yeah, my number's going to be low. I'm just going to say, I don't know what's better, lower number or higher number. Is it the lower numbers?
I cannot remember.
Forget how it works. But yeah, let's not make this a Smash discussion. We got a big topic here. It's 8:30, so let's talk about the final and biggest bomb that stirred up the most controversy. We had the reveal of the new 3DS and the new 3DS XL, or LL as it's called in Japan. I showed Derek the trailer, and he didn't know what it was at first, but let's go over the improvements listed in the trailer, and then we'll give our thoughts on that. All right, so we have a new right analog nub, a little nub that acts as an analog stick for turning the camera and stuff in Monster Hunter. We have the addition of a ZL and ZR button, improved angle for 3D viewing. It says it doesn't blur. The camera somehow tracks your face and keeps the 3D there. It's actually bigger, so I have the standard, the regular 3DS, and the new one's wider and taller, so the screen's going to be slightly bigger. It's not going to be like an XL or anything, but it's going to be closer. The actual XL is slightly bigger too. Has an NFC reader built into the touch screen for Amiibo support. Micro SD instead of standard SDs. I think a lot of people have micro SD cards these days. Longer battery life. This one's big. Wi-Fi PC backup of your save files. You can just wirelessly back up your save files to a PC, which is pretty damn cool. There's removable plates like on the front here. You can pop this out, and on the back, and you can customize them with these separate, or sold separately, themed Mario and all these different ones, which is pretty cool. They moved the start and select buttons to, it looks just like a gamepad. They're like right here instead of these really ridiculous, terrible buttons right there. There's a power button is now on the front side, and the cartridge go in the front too on the new one. And then the big one, 3 times the faster CPU, and which cuts down download times in half, and actually improves performance overall of the internet browser. And then that caused a lot of controversy. So those are the improvements. No one can deny that these are all great improvements. They really help. They really make the system just that much better. So why don't we just go ahead and get everyone's quick thoughts on the improvements before we go into the controversy or anything like that. ASAP, you have the XL. I think you had the regular one. How do you feel about the list of improvements, and which ones have you the most excited?
I feel good about the list. Like you said, can't nobody deny that it's definitely a step up from the previous, or the previous model. But I like everything. I like the fact that they put that little nub right there, man. I think that's real awesome. And I want to keep the 3D on. I do want to keep the 3D on a lot, but it's hard to keep that sweet spot to me. I mean, the 3D definitely works, but the sweet spot is just kind of rough. But being able to, I guess look at it from different angles or whatever, that's awesome too. Concerns though, I'm not sure how them ZR and the ZL button are gonna feel up there like that. I kind of question that right there.
Yeah. I'm holding mine right now, and actually, I can easily on this one. I can easily hit right there without hitting those. But we'll have to see. That one definitely, I feel the same way. That might be a little bit tough.
Where are the ZR buttons going to go? It's going to replace those buttons?
No, it goes. It's just like the Classic Controller Pro. If you ever had one, they're actually going to be right here. So you have these buttons here, and then you have the ZL and LR right there.
Oh, okay.
So could be a little bit tricky. Derek, you don't have a 3DS, but you did play mine for a while with A Link Between Worlds. So do you have any thoughts on what the improvements in that list? Derek?
Derek?
Sorry, it froze there for a second. I wasn't sure if I was going to get disconnected.
Oh.
Like I said, I have a limited experience with it. And I was borrowing yours, so I didn't mess with the Miiverse on it. I didn't want to put a bunch of posts up as you. I thought it'd be nice and not do that. But I've heard complaints that it's slow, so obviously that's a huge one for me. I love the Miiverse, so if that was slow at all enough to deter you from using it, then to improve on that is going to be huge. The other thing that Rel covered is the improved 3D. I really like A Link Between Worlds. I think most of it, all of us have played it, but the 3D is really impressive in that game, like it is many other games. And again, just like the Miiverse, any improvements they can make to that, or even for people that sit next to you, like my daughter, she would love to watch me play, but I'd have to turn the 3D off because she'd just be slightly, to my right or to my left watching, and she loses the whole effect.
Exactly. And I just wanted to say on your Link Between Worlds, I think that game is like best played with 3D. I don't ever want to play it without the 3D on. Just I think we agreed on that one, that 3D was pretty much mandatory.
Will the 3D still be blurry though if his daughter's looking?
I don't know.
Doesn't it like track one face?
I think it might track your face. So that's interesting. That's a good point.
Sure.
But I will say that playing Mario Kart. Oh, sorry, I cut you off there.
No, it's fine.
I was just saying, you know my thoughts on the 3D with Mario Kart 7. If you recall, I had to turn it off because you're getting into the race and you might tilt it left or right a little bit and you lose the 3D. So I just had to turn it off for Mario Kart 7. This could fix that. Mike, just go over the improvements. What you most excited for? What you think? Any concerns or anything like that for the actual improvements?
Most excited for better battery life, and the fact that you can update your data on your PC wireless. That's great because you can always make copies. And like I actually had to buy an SD card reader for my 3DS to update to back up data. So this is just cool now that you don't have to do that no more. And just the fact that the RAM has been updated from 128 megabytes to 256. And then they have another VRAM which looks like it's going to be 4 megabytes. So it's just higher quality, much faster. That's what's to be excited for, and obviously the 3D all around. So you can see all around and not be restricted to that sweet spot. But personally, I don't think I'm going to get it until I have to get it, as in like games are coming out that can't be played unless you play it on that. Like I have Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii. So right now I don't need to get it for that game, and if they come out with more games where it's like, oh, you've got to play it on this one because it won't work on that one, then I'll be forced to get it. But as of right now, I'm pretty satisfied with my 3DS. I think it's fast enough, and I enjoy it. I sure as heck enjoy my limited edition Zelda 3DS, and I don't want to get rid of it anytime soon. So
I hear you. I think out of all of us, we'll get to the whole thing with the Smash bundles and all the timing of the release in a second, but I have the launch title or the launch edition 3DS, and I was looking to upgrade anyway, so I'm looking forward to an improved model. But now that we've talked about the improved model, let's get to some of the questionable things here, and that is the release date. I was on Cloud 9 until I found out that this was coming in 2015, an unknown month in 2015. Japan's getting it in October. So that's where the problem kind of comes in, because Derek, you, myself, we were going to get Smash bundles once they announced them. We were probably, depending on if it was the UK one or not, we were looking at maybe getting the Smash bundle and once we found out the price and stuff. And now this kind of throws a wrench in that, because what's the point of getting this Smash one if I know I'm going to upgrade to the new one possibly within 3-4 months. So why don't you go ahead? I think you're probably the most affected by this, not having a 3DS now. You don't know what to do, so why don't you kind of go through your thought process right now, where you're at with the new 3DS looming in the distance.
Well, Zeus, that was a really good opening, because that's exactly it. It's looming. It's looming in the near future, the unknown near future, and I don't know what to do, because I was sold. I was going to get a 3DS, and there are a lot of good reasons to get a 3DS. There's a lot of games on there that have come out that I would enjoy, and there's going to be a lot of games that are coming out that I would enjoy. So if I bought a 3DS, there would be a lot of games I would have to pick up, past and future. So I would be spending a lot of money on Nintendo products. That said, nothing has made me buy a 3DS at this point, because, you know, I wouldn't use it too much. I wouldn't. The portability of a 3DS doesn't mean much to me. I'm not going to take it out. You know, you live around where I do. It's like 30, 40 minutes to drive to the nearest big city where there's any chance of a street pass, and I'm just not going to bring that out and do that. So if I use it, I'd be sitting at home. And if I'm sitting at home gaming, I might as well use my Wii U or any other system. So nothing had pushed me far enough where I have to get a 3DS until Smash came out. And of course they announced it, you know, Smash for the 3DS is coming out first. So it's like, well, I'm sorry, I have to buy a 3DS because Smash is coming out. Well, now the situation is, do I want to buy a Smash bundle? Do I want to pay possibly, you know what, $220? You know, that's about the equivalent of what it was announced for in the UK. For an XL, it's going to be obsoleted. For a game that, what am I just going to want to upgrade it? That thing's not going to sell for as much if I wanted to resell it later once the other one comes out. Certainly I'd want to get Xenoblade, since I haven't played that game for the Wii. I don't think Mike's going to mail it to me. We can talk about that later. But, you know, so do I want to miss out on future titles like that? I really don't. So I'm torn. I want to see how much the bundle gets announced for. You know, if they discount it, you know, knowing that the next one coming out is soon, you know, maybe I'll still pick it up and hold on to that until, hey, maybe there's going to be a bundle on the LL version, kind of like what Mike was talking about doing. I might do something like that, or I might, you know, if I have to wait till the Wii U version of Smash comes out, I'll never get a 3DS, and that's super odd to say, but that's just the situation I'm in right now.
Yeah, I think Smash was the big kicker for you getting a 3DS, and it's just a shame because we were both sold. Like, I'm going to upgrade to the XL. I was going to get the Smash bundle. Now I'm looking at refurbished ones for $135 on Nintendo's online store. And you know how I am about having things a certain way and be like flawless and unblemished. So it's kind of hard for me to think about getting refurbished, but it just puts us in a tough spot. I know ASAP, you're day one on the new one. I'm going to get the new one, no question about it. The question is, do I get an XL in the meantime, the standard XL with Smash? So why don't you give your take on it and how you feel about the fact that it's coming out after Smash and sometime in 2015.
I can kind of see where Derek's coming from with that. Like, it's kind of a objective situation right there, because I'm pretty sure if he plays me, he's gonna want to get his practice in. He don't want to go against me while I've already had practice. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I understand. I see where he's coming from. That sucks, man. But I mean, I can kind of understand where he's coming from. If the Wii U version comes out, it's like, well, sorry, 3DS. Sorry. I mean, especially if that's the only game he was. Well, he said there was other games he was gonna get, but like that's the main game making him get a 3DS. You know, it just kind of sucks, man.
Yeah, because the 3DS version will still have some people playing it, and I'll bring my 3DS to work a little more often than I do. Trying to get some practice in and stuff. But once that Wii U version comes out, I'm sorry, people, that's the one I'm going to be playing from that point on. So it's an interesting situation we have with this game. It does have its unique features. It has the Smash Run, and it has levels designs.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There's all different levels on the 3DS one and different trophies. So I mean, like if you
Final Destination is the only map worth playing. So
I I love
if you
the
get
maps,
into this
though.
collection, if you're like a
Hardcore
collector
Smash
like I
player,
am,
man.
you know, if you're a collector like I am, you're going to want to, you know, collect all the trophies and complete the game 100%. So you'll be going back and forth between Smash Brothers most likely.
That's true.
If you want to do it that way. And then just like the fact that you might love certain levels in the 3DS version that will make you play the 3DS version because they won't be in the Wii U version.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and you get a really cool soundtrack.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that. There's definitely some incentive there for getting both.
I mean,
The physical CD, which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I guarantee you that I will be playing both versions. So you guys get Smash on the 3DS, we'll be playing on the 3DS because I'm going to get both. So.
All right, Derek, I just came up with a solution.
What do you got?
I'll get a refurbished. Depending on if the Smash bundle gets announced, it's really cheap. And instead of selling my old one right away, I'll let you have this if you buy Smash for yourself. You can play.
Nice.
I thought about asking you if I could run it from you for a fee.
You can use my 3DS until the Wii U version comes out.
Money for it, because you're gonna lose money by not selling that thing right away.
But I'll
So
sell it. I'll sell it. I'll try to sell it before the end of the year.
So yeah, if we'll wait until the bundle comes out and the price, you know, and we'll make our call there. But I appreciate that.
Also, it's getting very dark where you're at.
I know I have like a little flashlight here on me.
It reminds me of the Blair Witch Project.
I know, right? It washes me out, which it is. I'm glad it's not raining. So,
Yeah,
do you want to turn my awesome Fox emblem and get my face out of here? Is that what you're telling me?
It doesn't matter what you want to do. I just I didn't know.
Well, what do you want? Exactly. It doesn't matter what I want to do.
I can still see your face.
I'd say
think
keep
you're
it.
okay.
Just keep it. Stay the way you are.
All right.
But yeah, man, that sounds like a great solution. That's what I do with my cousin. My cousin was dying to play Pokemon XY. I was like, you know what, dude? I'm getting a Zelda 3DS. I could use money, but you know what? You're my cousin. Here, take my blue 3DS. And that's pretty much what I did. I gave him my 3DS XL.
Yeah, that's cool.
And he's been the happiest, person ever since getting all the 3DS XL games. So.
All right, so
That's the solution right there. Do that so we can all play together.
if you want to play on this tiny little screen,
yeah.
that's something you'll have to
I do
decide.
want to also mention, and I know we keep getting, Smash and the 3DS are just tied for me, so we keep getting off topic. But I don't know if anyone's heard this, but Smash and the whole number and rating system, is that going to be tied to your specific name? Does anybody know? For instance, am I never going to want to play For Glory mode on the 3DS because I know I won't do as well on the 3DS controller that I would on the Wii U because it'll ruin my stats? Or will those be separate? Has anyone heard anything on that?
I don't know. All I know is there's some on the 3DS or Wii U menu. It has an option showing the other system. I forget. I think it was the 3DS version. It shows the Wii U with a couple little signal bars. So there's some kind of connectivity. We don't know. But let's move on from Smash because we got some questions and we haven't had questions in a while. And I got a couple other questions for you guys before. Let's just throw this out here, quick as you can. How do you feel about the name being New 3DS instead of 3DSi, which was the DSi, and the I stood for like improvements or whatever it stood for, and then the new part actually has a little the little amiibo symbol, the little 3 dots on each side, little colored things that kind of tying it in with the amiibos. So just real quick, what do you feel about the name New 3DS? Do you think they should have tried something a little different, or are you okay with it? ASAP, why don't you go first?
I'm good with it, man. I'm good with it. I don't see anything. I don't see what the big deal is. I mean, especially when you already invested in a 3DS, you know what you're getting already. So it's just the name.
Okay. Mike, how do you feel? Does the name bother you at all? Do you wish it would have been something different?
Yeah, it's too confusing again. It's the same thing with Wii and Wii U. The U is supposed to distinguish it from the Wii, but yet we still have Targets and other stores around the country saying that this Wii game is for the Wii U and vice versa, and screwing everything up with the marketing situation. So I mean, I think Bear Hugger said it because I was listening to his podcast. Said like Super 3DS. That would have been great. Super 3DS, or 3DS. Nega. I don't know, anything. It just would have been better to have a clear distinction, for parents, because for us, for gamers, yeah, you're going to get the new 3DS as separate from the 3DS. But if a parent is walking in the store they're gonna say, "Can I have the new 3DS?" Thinking it's just, a 3DS.
You're gonna get the new 3DS, right? Because that's
right.
what.
Right,
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, like, you can interchange it with old 3DS and new 3DS. I don't know. It's stupid. I think hopefully they'll change it because that was the Japanese only stream. So maybe when Nintendo of America will actually give it a different name.
That's true because Japan usually gets a really different name. Usually, like the NES was the Famicom. So maybe we'll get something different. I would like it personally before we go to Derek. The 3DSi. I mean, you have the DSi. It's an easy identifier for on the games. There was like 5 or 6 games on the DSi that were specific, and you just put the I at the end, and it's 3DSi. Like, it sounds stupid, but it's a little bit easier than putting new 3DS, and then they're gonna have to have the game case just smattered with only works on the new 3DS. So, Derek, does the name mean anything to you at this point?
Well, you can consider me a little uneducated on the handheld history, because I didn't know there was a difference between the DS and the DSi. I didn't get either of those systems. So until people started talking about this, I had no idea there was unique games you could only play on the DSi. Maybe that wasn't such a good idea because I apparently am ignorant. But,
just to go over the DSi real quick.
Go ahead. Go over the DSi.
The DSi had added cameras and it quadrupled the CPU speed and had a whole totally different operating system. So the DSi was, for all intents and purposes, a next-gen version of the DS, basically.
So I guess
it had wireless too. It had wireless, I think.
Yeah.
So for someone in my situation who pays pretty close attention, I certainly would have researched it quite a bit if I ever went out to buy one. But if I could get confused, maybe your grandmother or mother could get confused even easier. And they doubtfully will do as much research as I would. So other people would still be confused about the 3DSi. And I don't know if they're going to keep the name New 3DS, but that's like right to the point. So I'm not upset at that. I mean, if it was called the New Wii, maybe people wouldn't have been confused because they would have been like, well, do you want the Wii or the New Wii? Well, I want the New Wii. Well, here you go. It's the New Wii.
Yeah,
or something would have been a little, they could have done a different direction, but maybe that's it. They're like, hey, Americans are ignorant and they're not going to research this stuff. So if they want the new one, we're going to literally tell them they're getting the new one, so there's no confusion.
All right, that's a good point. I want to wrap this up.
Okay, yeah.
We got some questions I want to get to, but I do want to leave it open to. We didn't talk about the Xenoblade being exclusive for the new version. Try to say this as fast as possible. How do you feel about a game being exclusive to the new 3DS that only can be played on the new 3DS, and none of the old 3DS owners will be able to play Xenoblade Chronicles? I'll go with Derek. We'll go in reverse order this time.
Well, I guess if the DSi had unique games to it, then you might as well push this system and give it its own unique games. It does suck for a lot of people, and I complained earlier about the new one being announced and really ruining my plans, but I will say this. If I had bought the Smash bundle and then they had announced that there's a new one coming out in a couple months, I'd probably be pretty upset. So I'm thankful they gave me this problem by giving me advance notice.
All right. Mike, how do you feel about there being exclusive games for the system? Does it make you mad as a 3DS owner? Or, I mean, you've played this game, but just say it was any game in general.
The only thing that makes me mad as a 3DS owner is the fact that I can't have my stuff on both systems. Like, if I want now to translate, I've got an ambassador program on this, and I've got lots of downloadable games on here, and if I want them on a new 3DS, then I have to remove them from this one, and that bothers me because, I still want to play with this one. I don't want to just put it on the closet and let it collect dust, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, always the option to play better, more sophisticated, graphically powered whatever games is always a better thing, I mean, if they can make better experiences, better games, then then I can't fault them for that. It's just disappointing, to get a special offer and be so invested in it and think like you're the coolest guy because you got this, and then all of a sudden now your whole world changes, and you gotta get with the new program. That's the only problem I have with it, man. I'm gonna eventually get it. And if there will be new games that can only be played on it, it better be because of the system's, capabilities, and not just because they want to, make more people buy that system.
That's true. They also said though that there will be games that run on the standard 3DS, but take advantage of the new 3DS, the same cartridge. Just the new 3DS will either have improved frame rate or quicker loading time. So there will be games that work on both, but one having the new 3DS will definitely have a benefit. So ASAP, what's your thoughts on exclusive games for the new 3DS? Does that make you mad, or are you okay with that?
I mean, I can feel bad for the other people who don't plan on getting a new one, but I'm kind of selfish because I'm planning on getting one day one, so I'm A-okay with it, man. I mean, I can understand other people's problems or them being upset about it, but I'm stoked because, I mean, I didn't play Xenoblade either, and that's the way I'm going to be playing it.
Cool. All right, so we got a slew of questions here, and I'm gonna kind of pre-read them. I'm gonna pick one person to answer them. This one's an easy one. I'm gonna throw it to Derek, the Magnum 924. Speaking of Mario Kart 8, how do you get the map on your screen? Why don't you answer that?
You have to do it on the gamepad first. It wouldn't pull up when I tried it with the Pro Controller. So I had to get in there, and I think it was just you push the select button, and it would pop it up on the screen. From there, I could use the gamepad. I could back all the way out to the main menu, switch to the Pro Controller and come on, and the map would stay. And since then, I've never had to turn that back on. Anytime I start the game, I just go through it with the Pro Controller, and it stays on the screen.
And I can clarify that. You can start with the Pro Controller and still turn it on and off with the gamepad while you're using the Pro Controller.
Yep, that's what I do.
So it's the minus button on the gamepad. Whatever controller you're using, you have to use the gamepad to turn the map on and off. So I was playing with the game, the Pro Controller, I just hit it, toggled it on and off. So just the select button, minus button on the gamepad. Let's see here. And Andrew BlueDog5454 said it's the higher numbers, the better on Smash. Just to clarify, because I don't think any of us knew that. Grayson Young, one of our regulars on the tournament, Gray is his me name. Well, that's kind of a weird question. Mike, do you have any thoughts? Which 3DS games do you want to see improved? I don't know that they're going to go back and improve any current 3DS games. What do you think? Do you think they'll go back and patch some of the already released games to be able to take advantage of the new one, or do you think that won't happen?
So do I think they're going to patch current 3DS games that are out right now?
Yeah, because I don't think they'd re-release. I don't think they'd remaster. I mean, you never know, but I don't think they'd go back and remaster. I think maybe that's what he's asking. Which 3DS games would you want to see improved for the new?
Well, Majora's Mask comes to mind. Like I firmly believe Majora's Mask is coming out.
But he's talking about which games are already out on the 3DS. Would you like to see him take advantage of the new hardware, like a remastered version of a 3DS game that already exists? So it'd be like taking Ocarina of Time and making it run at 60 frames per second or something, I guess.
Yeah, Link Between Worlds. I mean, anything that has good 3D, you'd want it to be, up to date with the new 3D capabilities. And probably, games with a lot of stuff on screen. You just want the faster processing power.
Yeah, I've heard Pokemon.
Kid Icarus.
Yeah, Kid Icarus. That's a good one.
With that little nub.
Yeah, Kid Icarus. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because I think they'll take it. I think any game that uses the Circle Pad Pro adapter will work with that second nub. That's a good point. I think I would say, from what I've heard, Pokemon X and Y has some real bad frame rate issues, and then actually has to turn the 3D off because it can't handle all the action plus the 3D. That's
a little slow. Yeah.
All the games I have run great on the 3DS with 60 frames per second and stuff. So I wouldn't. I don't think they need to really go back and do too much. So this is a good question. Have you guys heard of Nintendo's studio? They've named the Garage. You guys familiar with that?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All I know about is the Treehouse.
The Garage is a new facility where they have like a place where people can go. Let's say the guys working on 3D World, couple guys want to take a break. They go to this place called the Garage, and they can just like throw game ideas out there, and every bunch of people just kind of gather, and then they just like take all these ideas and, oh, hey, that sounds cool, let's do that. And then also they're gonna have like a more efficient way, because they're all going to be in the same building, and it's going to be able to push games out quicker and more efficiently, and that's how they're going to line up all these games coming out in 2015 without any droughts. You know,
that's nice. It's actually a bunch of young like developers, full of new ideas, and they're like under the supervision of Miyamoto.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. So it's like he can balance out their ideas and make games out of it. That's a great idea.
And then they have the resources, because they're all kind of, this new facility is going to accommodate that for the games that actually get from ideas to actual games quicker. So,
nice.
Mike, since you're kind of reading about that, how do you feel about that? Does it sound? I mean, I'm already going to guess you're going to say it's awesome, but why don't you go ahead and
I mean,
tell us?
that to me that sounds like a creative outlet for new ideas, new IPs, and nobody can screw it up because Miyamoto is watching. And Miyamoto is just great at everything he does. So, I mean, I can't fault Miyamoto for anything. He gave us Donkey Kong, he gave us Zelda, he gave us Mario, and probably other things I can't think of right now. But if
Did you say Zelda?
Yes, it says
okay.
Zelda.
Sorry, I was reading some of these trying to pre-read these questions. Why don't we go on to Derek? What are your thoughts hearing about the Garage? How do you feel about it?
Well, there's not much more to build on. It's a great idea. We'll all be very excited to see what comes out of it.
ASAP, any thoughts?
That's where is that where Splatoon came out of?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. I mean, people I heard it's like them throwing around new ideas or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
For like, I guess for like new IPs and stuff like that. I think it's awesome, man. Yeah, they get a lot of people that's whining and complaining that Nintendo doesn't come out with anything new. This should definitely help with that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm glad you brought up that Splatoon kind of came from that. So I'm going to start with this one because I have an answer to this. Are you getting any amiibos, and which ones do you want to see? I want Shulk, that's Grayson Young. I've already pre-ordered 3 amiibos. I didn't tell you guys this, I don't believe, and I'm not going to reveal them until I get them. I'll show them off when I get them. I pre-ordered through Amazon, so I'll get them a couple days after they release. And the initial 12, there wasn't any like super amazing ones. I thought it was missing some ones I expected. I'll go over off the top of my head. We had Samus, we had Mario, Donkey Kong, Pikachu, Kirby, Peach.
That was my phone.
Sorry, it was Marth, Wii Fit Trainer, Fox. Man, that's
Pikachu?
fine. I said Pikachu. Yoshi, and there's 2 more. A Villager, and I'm forgetting the last one, but there was no Zelda. Oh, Link. Link was the 12th one. So no Zelda, no, what's the other big one that I thought they should have had? Well, they had Samus, but I would have liked the Zero Suit Samus. I would have liked quite a few other ones, so I pre-ordered 3 of them, and I'm going to keep it a secret. So why don't you guys, are any of you guys getting amiibos? And which ones would you get? Starting with Derek.
I've not even looked into them yet, but I probably will pick them up. I'm not as much of a big collector as I know some of the rest of you are. I'm very excited, though, for Nintendo to be releasing these, and I was very excited to see that there's so many pre-orders already out for them. I think this is a really good move for them. However, I want everyone to know I do my part in supporting Nintendo because I am often buying Nintendo fruit snacks. So those are pretty cool. The kids love those.
And you can get a Peach one for your oldest girl.
That's right. You saw her at the store with those Skylanders things. And,
Disney Infinity, yeah.
So, she will probably dictate what I get as she sees them in the store.
Is there anyone in particular you really wish they had that's not in the initial 12?
Well, I really thought Zero Suit Samus would have been a really cool figure, so I'm kind of waiting to see how that one looks.
Yeah, and Rosalina and her motorcycle leathers would have been all right too, I think. Hey, Rel, what are your plans for amiibos, and pick a character that's not in the 12 that you would really like to see?
I plan on getting all of them actually. I want to try to get all of them, but not for necessarily the whole, way Nintendo's doing it with the NFC. I just kind of want to collect them. And then the one that I probably would like to see would probably, honestly, I kind of want to see Lucario for some weird reason. I want to see Lucario. So
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention the one I'd really like to see. Well, I kind of mentioned Zelda and Zero Suit, but Bayonetta would be awesome. I don't know if she'll be in the game, but just an amiibo for Bayonetta to have some functionality with Bayonetta 2 would be cool. And if you're not noticing a trend or theme here with the ones I want to see, but I also thought Lynx was pretty cool looking, and Marth was actually pretty cool as well. So. I'm not just going to get the female ones, but mine are mostly for collector's purposes. I'm going to open one and use that to try out the functionality. Mike, did I go to you? Did you answer this yet?
No.
Okay, why don't you go ahead?
There is a Zelda one. I'm looking at it right now. There's 14
Really?
on Nintendo's official site. Yeah.
Well, there's only 12 on Amazon, so maybe they added 2 more.
That'd
That'd be
cool. There's Marth, Donkey Kong, Link, Fox, Samus, Peach, Pit, Wii Fit Trainer, Kirby, Villager, Mario, Pikachu, Yoshi, and Zelda.
All right, well, I'm going to have to readjust my pre-order, I think.
Yeah, I want Princess Zelda pretty badly. Marth looks awesome. I just love his stance right there. See, I'm a collector at heart, so I would love to collect these, but I don't know how pricey they're going to be.
They're $13 a piece, $12.99 a piece.
Maybe I'll have to get 2 or 3 every couple of months or something.
And then you're gonna see the Mario Kart ones. They're gonna get us. They're gonna get our wallets. Like God, who was it that had their wallet in the beginning with $100 bills coming out and said, "Take some money." That was Mizzy.
We're gonna get one though. We're gonna get one
Nintendo
possibly. Yeah, that's true. They're saying there might be one with the game, so I probably should have waited. But I don't think it'd be weird if they gave you one that was also sold separately. Then you're gonna end up with 2, so that'd be weird.
Yeah. I'm still not clear on the whole concept of it. Because you can't use it to help you in online battles. That would be
it basically saves your custom moveset, so you can go over a friend's house, and it's more like
plug it in. Yeah.
More like a memory card thing, really, for customization. So
I thought it helped stats. That's what I was confused about. Did it increase stats and stuff?
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why I'm just gonna open one and keep the others sealed. So we had a Master Tube. He says hi. So what's up, man? I've never seen that name before, so if you're new to the show, thanks for watching. That's cool.
What's up, Master Tube? What's going on, man?
Master Tube, I don't know what that name signifies, but we won't go into that. So, ASAP, I got a question from Tony Karan. Do you think the Wii U and the new 3DS are the blueprint of what's to come from Nintendo's hybrid console?
Yeah, I kind of think it's they're going to use this for, just as to get all the kinks out, I guess, for the next console. I guess that they're planning on doing, because I think they were saying, I guess, it's going to be interchangeable, or you know what I mean? So I definitely think that's what this is all about. I mean, you got the extra buttons, like they were saying, for using it for the Wii U. You got the ZR, and you got the extra analog stick and all that other stuff. So I think it's definitely just kind of laying the groundwork for their next system.
And one thing I wanted to add to that and give you something to think about, they added the ZL and ZR, like you said. They moved the start and select into pretty much the exact position that it is on the GameCube or the gamepad. They have the second analog stick, basically the touchscreen with the NFC reader. Basically, the new 3DS has everything needed to be a gamepad controller. It has everything there. It's not missing any features. It has the speakers. It has the mic input. It has the NFC reader. It has all the buttons. Start and select in the same spot. Maybe they're going to make that work and replace the gamepad if you want to extend the range. Maybe it'll extend the range of the gamepad. You can do off-TV play from further away in your house using the Wi-Fi or something. Maybe they'll be able to talk to each other and use it that way. I think that's something interesting. And then if they ever have a game with supports multiple gamepads, you don't have to buy a gamepad. You have a new 3DS, boom, you can use it. And I'd love it if they could extend the range of off-TV play using that. That would be huge if they did that. So with that being said, I think that definitely is them kind of testing the waters, and we'll see what they do if that's what they ended up using it with. That could be cool. So, Tony, this Capcom question, I don't really want to get off topic that much. I don't really care about Capcom. Sorry, I'm not gonna answer that one.
I'll just say, hopefully, Capcom ends up selling Mega Man to Nintendo.
Yeah, I mean, I just started playing Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. I bought it for $16. There's some awesome opening CG cutscene, and it's a decent game so far. I wish they would support Nintendo with more games, but I will say this real quick: the Resident Evil remake, remastered. It's like the remake in HD. I couldn't tell. I thought it was a GameCube version. I didn't know it was a new trailer for the supposed HD version of the GameCube remake. So I don't really.
It looked just like GameCube. Yeah,
it did not look any better texture-wise. It was maybe widescreen now. I don't know if the GameCube version was. There wasn't hardly any improvement. So
you think they're lying just to make you buy it again?
It's going to be a cheap game. It's like a download-only title. It's going to be like $29.99, I think.
Yeah, okay.
But the point is that I've always made is the GameCube. It's the GameCube build, and the Wii U is the closest, architecturally speaking, to the GameCube. It's like the GameCube 3.0. It's got the same base architecture, yet that Wii U version's not getting. They're not making a Wii U version, even though it would be the easiest to port. It's just stupid, but I wouldn't buy it anyway. It looks like the same crap. It looks like the same game, and I already still have it. So, and then Blue Dog 5454, Andrew just has a comment. There's no way to confuse the new 3DS with the old. It has new in the name, but I also agree it could have a better name. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think new really covers everything. It's just there's probably not a better name really to not confuse people. But I just think, Nintendo sometimes just makes weird choices when it comes to names. We did have one more question. This can be the last one, and then I'm gonna go play some Mario Kart for a little bit. If you guys want to join me, but Grayson Young, I didn't pre-read this question. Do you think when PS3 360 support goes away, more Wii U third-party support will come? That's an interesting question. Does anyone want to take that one?
Can you repeat it one more time?
Once they stop releasing games on the PS3 and 360, well, maybe the third parties start supporting the Wii U more, saying because the Wii U is closer to specs in those systems, and if they don't have those teams making 360 and PS3 support or versions, maybe they'll be able to have those teams making a Wii U version instead.
I mean, I'll take the question and say if Nintendo releases title after title, and all of a sudden Wii U sales are exponentially rising, continuously, and Nintendo's making profit, and all of a sudden everybody's getting a Wii U because all the hot games are on there, and the PS4 has very little games, or the Xbox One has little games. You can bet that the developers are going to start making games for the Wii U because they want to make money. No matter how elitist they are, no matter how pig-headed they are, they're going to make games for the Wii U if money is coming to the Wii U. That's just how it is. So
that's true. And like they have specific teams making the 360 and PS3 versions of, let's say, Call of Duty. There's a specific studio porting those, and once they stop supporting those systems, those teams they'll have nothing to do other than maybe work on PS4 games. So it's an interesting question, Grace. Appreciate that. And then 9 to 5 Gamers. I said that was gonna be the last one, but this will be it. What do you guys think about Xenoblade Chronicles not being playable on the old 3DS? We kind of talked about that already. It just wouldn't. It couldn't run on the old 3DS. It just absolutely wouldn't work. They just couldn't get it up and running. So I'd rather have a chance to play the game once I get a new 3DS, and just be able to go buy it for whatever, $30 or whatever it's going to be, instead of trying to find the Wii version and paying ridiculous amounts of price for that. I have no problem with it because it wouldn't exist without the new 3DS. Anybody have anything else to add to that?
It'd be nice if they put that stuff on the Wii U, but that's all I got.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe have it on the eShop. Or, I mean, just make it readily available on the eShop. Just say, hey, this is a download title. It's only making. It doesn't have to be any improvements. Just make it. It could even run in the freaking Wii menu. I don't care. Just think to think that would have been probably a better choice. And then he says Monster Hunter is the shit. Haven't got into it yet, but I did enjoy the demo enough to buy the game. So looking forward to teaming up with some people. I need some help. I don't really know the weapon crafting and all that yet. I need somebody to show me the ropes. So Twilight Bite said he would be willing to do that, and so hopefully if he's not available, somebody else will be able to show me the ropes on that. So and then Tony Coran just said, thanks Terminator Juice and the rest of the cast. Happy Labor Day. Happy Labor Day to you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for submitting questions.
Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day.
I gotta say it's probably the best viewers we've had, like as far as the quantity of viewers. This has been the highest we've had so far. So
our last few have been unlisted. So.
Yeah, the last couple I forgot to mention that because I made it a private event initially because that's what someone told me. It was a way to make it so you didn't have a bunch of people thinking they were invited. And then it made it a private event, and it was unlisted on YouTube and didn't have any watchers because it wasn't on YouTube. So so I just made it private, like I said in the beginning of this video. I made it public, and I will send out private messages to those that are getting invited. So depending on the topic and stuff, we'll see who the guests are. But you guys are my base crew. I appreciate you guys for coming back every time and giving your great opinions. And you know, we're just all pretty level-headed, I think, and definitely more Nintendo fans than not. And it's just cool that, you know, we all have pretty much common ground. So I just appreciate you guys. And anyone, I guess, go through your outros or want to say anything else closing out. We'll start with Derek. Go ahead.
Thanks, man. You've been starting with me a lot tonight. I must be on your mind. You know, that doesn't sound as good out loud as I thought it would. We can forget about that. Okay. I did want to actually push something. You said it so red. I did want to push something that I never mentioned before. I've talked about my love of the Miiverse. And about a year ago, probably over a year ago now, Breath of Fire 2 came out for the Miiverse, you know, the eShop as a virtual console game. I commented on, there was a thread there that we started a long time ago. Some guy made a comment, you know, I commented, someone else commented, you know, he commented back, and about 500 posts later, you know, we had a couple people in, we were all just, it was like this group message, you know, we were all just chatting, and then, you know, months down the road, Nintendo finally added the feature that you could add pictures to your activity feed. Kind of crazy to think that at one point we couldn't do that. So we had this idea, we're like, hey, let's move this whole thread and we'll just space it off someone's activity feed. So now instead of talking, we can also just throw in pictures. And I've never mentioned this on air before, but we still have that same group of people, and we still talk. It's like a whole group message. I wanted to give a shout out to that because any of you are all welcome to join that. And with Nintendo's other Miiverse update, you can add a picture to your profile. What I did is when I put that activity feed post up, I had a picture. It's a Wind Waker picture. Anyone who goes to my profile can click on that picture, and it will link you directly to that thread. And, you know, there's a few guys in there. We all just chat on it. You know, we share pictures. We just talk about games and stuff. It's a cool, you know, like a group message, kind of different than anything else they offer. And anybody else that wants to, you know, follow that path and comment on there, you know, I try and update it and bump it every once in a while to make sure everyone's seeing it every few days. But it's a lot of fun, and, you know, it's just another perk of the Miiverse is we can all just talk and be our nerdy selves, you know.
Yeah, that's excellent. that adding that link when you click the picture, pun intended there, because it's Link and Tetra in the water, is your picture. You click on that picture on Derek Steelfox on Miiverse, and it takes you to that group chat. It's a really cool feature that they added, and I think it's just one of those organic things that I'm sure no one in Nintendo even ever thought that there would be a post that have 500 replies on it from this group. You guys just stuck together, and actually Tony from your group chat raced with us Saturday night on Mario Kart.
He's also a big Monster Hunter fan too, so if you're looking for advice, he'd probably be able to help you out.
So that's just another awesome thing with the Miiverse, and that just reaffirms my statement. I said that Wii U is the most social video game console ever created because of the Miiverse, and I was glad you brought that up. So ASAP, any closing thoughts, any final thoughts before we go?
No, man. Just wanted to say the tournament that you're hosting, man, is awesome, man. I look forward to every Wednesday and every other Saturday now.
Mm-hmm.
And I know your shows are coming. You made that video. Your shows are coming, so I'm really hoping you push the tournament to like another day or something, so we can still all get down, man. It's a lot of fun, and I just want to thank you guys because, for having me on the show and stuff like that. I really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate you, except for when you're bumping me off the track. So, but I figured out why. It's because you like the boost draft. You love the boost draft, and you almost can't boost draft without bumping the person you're drafting. So
it's because all the characters he picks are too heavy, so he can't.
Oh yeah.
You
gotta pick the monsters, man. You gotta pick the monsters.
I try to avoid the boost draft at all costs because it always messes me up around the corners. So.
Oh yeah, like in Rainbow Road, right off.
Terrible.
All the time.
Mike, go ahead. Any final thoughts or anything you want to say as we close this out?
Well, it's funny you call Nintendo Wii U the most social console. I believe it's called Wii U because Wii Universe, right? And now it's supposed to be like the universe.
Well, it means multiple things.
Right?
It was supposed to be, instead of YOU, like the console for you, it's for Wii and U, so they wanted to be like it's for the hardcore gamers. Yeah. But yeah,
I always associated it with Wii universes and like everybody's connected. That's how
that's another. I mean, it has multiple meanings.
No, it's just thanks for having me on. We have a lot of fun off screen, and it's always great to come on the camera and talk about these topics. And I always enjoy it, and I look forward to future events. And my channel has anime and manga reviews. If anybody's interested, check it out. I also have some game reviews on there too, like Catherine and the Suikoden series and
Shovel Knight.
So yeah, check it out. Thanks, guys.
All right, and just some final things here. The fourth event of the 6 that will get you entered in the drawing for Bayonetta 2 giveaway happens this Wednesday, 9 p.m. as always. And then the following Saturday, this upcoming Saturday, will be number 5, and then a week from Wednesday will be the final one. And I can't remember if I said this yet, but Gil, who got first place last week, he has not posted anything on my YouTube video, the Bayonetta 2 giveaway, so he's not currently entered in the drawing. If he does not do that, I feel like I should give the next person down the win. I kind of said, I kind of said that before. So we'll do the same thing too. If we get a repeat winner, I'll just pick the second place person because the winner you only get one extra entry no matter if you won six of the tournaments. So just to be fair, give everyone that, because second place is still pretty tough to get in this group. We got some really tough competition now. I want to thank everybody for joining. 30 racers last week. That's pretty impressive, and hopefully after the giveaway ends, we'll still see. I'm sure it'll drop off. I'm not going to sit there and think it's going to stay at 30, but it'd be nice if we could get some consistency and keep it, at least in the 20s or something. That would be awesome. So anyone watching this that doesn't know about my Bayonetta 2 giveaway, I have a video on my YouTube channel entitled Bayonetta 2 Giveaway. Has all the details, giving out a physical copy of Bayonetta 2 sealed with, of course, the original included. I will ship that the day that the game releases on October 24th. That's a Friday. And I'll ship it out to the 48 states, and no Alaska or Hawaii, unfortunately. No Canada, because the shipping costs would just be too great. So, yeah, everybody that didn't know about that, go check out that video. It's got lots of views, so I'm sure almost everybody knows about it. Operation Platinum. Support Bayonetta if you're not, even if you're not going to do the drawing or try to get the game for free. Go out and support a great game made by a good publisher with a good relationship with Nintendo. We're getting an exclusive game, and they're also giving us the original with no extra cost to us, and it also has exclusive costumes, cosplay of Link, Peach, and Daisy. I've seen, even though they're not talking
sound
about
effects and particle effects.
Yep, they went all out, and the game has online multiplayer, and I forget what the mode is called. So I think that's going a little unnoticed. I think Francis from Player Essence mentioned that. He's like, no one's talking about that, and he says it's going to have some kind of online. Don't know how, if they're going to be fighting each other, if it's going to be, I don't know all the details, but that's right there. If you're on the fence, and knowing that it has online multiplayer, I think that should push people over the edge to get this game, and I'd like to see it do well. And Platinum says they'd be happy to keep Bayonetta exclusive to a Nintendo system if it sells well. So go out and support that game. I can't say it enough. I've been telling Derek for the last year plus that I'm interested in the game, and then once they showed, I think it was this year's E3, they showed that you could walk around. It wasn't just non-stop action. You actually have a kind of a hub world where you can kind of walk around and explore a little bit. Once I saw that and realized it wasn't just non-stop action, that's when I was on board. And then they showed the first ones included, and I was like, that's it, I'm getting it. So I was going to pre-order it this weekend, but I'm just going to wait till Friday. That's payday for me. So I'm going to pre-order 2 copies next weekend, and I'll post the pictures of that to maybe make a little video. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I also want to thank the PE Network, Francis. We had a great podcast. I think it was it Friday or Saturday night with Zen Gamer and Jamie Butterworth. We had a great discussion about the 3DS and stuff. Pretty much I owe where I'm at today to Francis for giving me a shot on one of his live streams, and also the Gamers at Large. I'm just going to plug some things here. Gamers at Large is a really cool group, like 25 members, all pretty much level-headed Nintendo fans. You know, no drama, no name calling, so go check out Gamers at Large. Subscribe to their channel. They usually do podcasts every Sunday, but we didn't do one this week. And then one last plug, next Sunday, the PE Network guys, Mizzy, myself, Jamie Butterworth, Francis from Player Essence, did I say Zen Gamer? And then we're having a special guest, the active gamer life himself, Mr. Red Knight, my nemesis on Mario Kart 8. Dude always finishes ahead of me. He's going to be a special guest on a vidcast. It's going to happen, I believe, Saturday or Sunday. Check that out. I'm looking forward to that. That should be great. So that's it for the plugs. Thanks for everybody watching, and thanks to you guys for joining me, and we'll see you on the next video.
Good night, guys.